After coming this close to winning a trophy in our realistic Crystal Palace career mode, yet falling at the final hurdle, it was hard not to feel disappointed at the end of Season 2. Not only did we suffer a crushing defeat at the hands of Liverpool in the final of the FA Cup, but we also made the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, only for Brentford to deny us the opportunity to avenge our defeat, with Liverpool ultimately going on to win the domestic treble. And with such a heavy focus on the cup competitions over the second half of the season, it was inevitable that our Premier League form would slip a little. But although we didn't manage to achieve our objective of finishing in the top half, we did still manage to finish 2 places higher than last season, improving to 12th. So despite the disappointments, I think we ultimately have to view last season as a success. We can't continue to tread water as a mid-table club for too much longer though, and our AI owner and chairman Steve Parish has made that perfectly clear heading into Season 3. Parish says it's a pivotal year both for us and the club, and if we fail to achieve the club's objectives again, it's going to be difficult to justify extending our contract. After picking up a 1-year contract extension option this summer, Oliver Glasner has been given one final opportunity to prove that he's the man to take Crystal Palace to the next level, but there's clearly a lot riding on the upcoming season. To achieve our goals, this season we'll be looking to become more versatile tactically, and utilizing 3 different formations will allow us to invest more heavily in our coaching department going forward. We're also looking to improve defensively, which was our biggest weakness last season, aiming to concede fewer than 50 goals in the Premier League for the first time in the series. And that'll be especially difficult because our failure to achieve our Premier League objective last season means we can only spend a maximum of £10 million on any individual player this summer, so improving via the transfer market is going to be difficult. And we can't just rely on defensive improvements to get by. We're also hoping to score 10 or more goals from set pieces, and we're expecting Tammy Abraham to match his output from last season, which is a tall task considering he had 35 goal contributions in 44 games last year. And with our limitations in the transfer market, we'll need to rely on some internal growth from within the squad, so we're aiming to finally give Joe Bellingham the game time he needs to grow his overall by 2 or more. But by far the biggest objective that we have this season is to qualify for a European competition by any means necessary. If we do so, we'll be signing a new contract and keeping our job at Palace. If we fail to do so, Oli Glasner will be on his way. So the expectations are clear heading into Season 3. Grab a place in Europe, or grab your P45 and get out. So it's essential that we get off to a good start here in episode 1. And to be fair, we have a really good opportunity to do that. By far, our most difficult opponents of the episode will be Tottenham Hotspur. So we'll host them in a featured game at Selhurst Park. However, 6 points are there for the taking in our other 2 fixtures. So I will show you highlights of our opening game of the season against Leicester. And we will round things out by quick simming a trip to Bramall Lane to take on Sheffield United. Today's video is sponsored by Enigma Football, the UK's leading supplier of football shirt mystery boxes just like this one. Enigma stock a wide range of football shirts from clubs from the Big 5 European leagues, from lesser known teams around the world, and even from national teams as well. And you can be 100% certain that their shirts are authentic because they get them straight from the clubs and the manufacturers directly. Their mystery boxes start at just $34.99. And they can be as random or as customized as you like. Of course, you need to specify your shirt size, but you can also let Enigma know if there are any teams or leagues you would like to avoid, if there are any colors or designs that you would prefer, or you can just leave it entirely up to Enigma to choose for you. Enigma had a very good idea of what team I would like to receive, so they sent me this season's Crystal Palace shirt. This exact shirt on the Crystal Palace website would have cost me £60. But if you receive it in a mystery box, you get it almost half that price. And you can knock that price down even further by using code LAMSY at the checkout for a 10% discount on all first orders, including the first month of a mystery box subscription package. So if you're on the lookout for a Christmas gift for the diehard football fan in your life, or if you just want a fun and affordable way to expand your own shirt collection, check out Enigma Football. The link is in the description, and be sure to use code LAMSY at the checkout for 10% off your first order. Shout out to Enigma Football for sponsoring. Now let's get back to the video. Now, we might not have a lot of flexibility in the transfer market, but we can still find ways to improve our squad. With such strict limitations to our transfer policy this summer, we're going to need Dougie Freedman to allow us to take the lead in terms of players to target. We're giving him a list of names. we're going to need him to bring them in. Since one of our targets this year is to score 10 or more goals from set pieces, it's going to be essential to add a player who can be in danger from dead ball situations. And whilst West Ham refused to negotiate with us over our top target, James Ward-Prowse, with 81 free kick accuracy, 85 curve, and the dead ball playstyle, Andreas Pereira is a more than sufficient plan B. And when we need a left footer over the ball, Leif Davis is going to be our guy. Neither Tyrick Mitchell nor Roscoe Torres has really made the left back position their own, but Davis will have the chance to do just that, especially since we've sent Mitchell back the other way. And while Torres will continue to play a role in 5-back formations, Davis will fit right in no matter the system. And finally, whilst Tammy Abraham had a fantastic first season with the club, both Odsonne Edouard and Jean-Philippe Mateta have left, and Eddie Nketiah has been a flop since arriving from Arsenal for 30 million. So we need to bring in a couple of new strikers, one of whom is Emmanuel Dennis, who arrives on a free transfer. And the other is going to be up to Dougie Friedman to select. I've given him a list of players that have caught my eye, but we're going to defer to his expertise here. And Dougie settles on Lucas Stassin, the young Belgian striker currently playing for Saint Etienne. He says with an overall of 75 and a potential of 82, Stassin can step into the squad now and grow into a top player in the future. And as a clinical finisher, he can provide a consistent goal threat. And with a massive 82 finishing at just 21 years of age, Friedman's not wrong. Stassin is a clinical finisher who will likely just be a rotational player for now, but who could prove to be a perfect complement to Tammy Abraham sooner rather than later. So we paid exactly 10 million for Andreas Pereira and Lucas Stassin. We only paid 8 million for Leif Davis, but we did have to send Tyrick Mitchell back the other way, and Emmanuel Dennis, of course, arrived on a free. The only player that's left the club so far is Cheick Doucouré, who's been frustrated, to say the least, throughout the series, and he finally handed in a transfer request. He's joined Mark Gahey at Newcastle, so we'll see at least 2 debuts as we host Leicester City in the opening game of the Premier League season, running out in the 4-2-3-1 formation, so an immediate departure from those 5-2-3 counter-attacking tactics that we've been utilizing really throughout the season up until this point. We needed to get off to a quick start in this one, and Leicester were more than accommodating in allowing us to do so, handing us a penalty within 5 minutes, which Tammy Abraham dispatched. And I thought I was watching Wolves-Bournemouth 20 minutes later, because no, this isn't the same replay. Leicester gave us another penalty 25 minutes in, which Tammy Abraham once again tucked home. And unlike Justin Kluivert, Tammy Abraham wouldn't have a hat-trick of penalties. He would have a hat-trick of his own, though, 40 minutes into the game, slotting the ball neatly past the Leicester City goalkeeper to make it 3-0. And it looked as though Leicester might have a way back into the game in the second half. Breland Bolo's shot initially being parried high into the air. Daniel Munoz seemed to be in a comfortable position to clear it, tripped over a blade of grass, which allowed the Leicester striker to tap it home to make it 3-1. But we didn't fall apart and allow Leicester back into the game. Instead, we took control once more. Joe Bellingham coming on and unleashing for an early goal of the season contender. But there's competition for that particular award already this season. Daichi Kamada once more throwing his hat in the ring with a very similar strike. So we do end up with a comfortable 5-1 victory in our opening game of the Premier League season. Couldn't really have asked to get off to a better start than that, especially since Leicester basically gave us a 2-goal head start. One of our objectives was to be a little bit more tactically versatile this season, so I think we are going to change things up as we head into our featured game against Tottenham Hotspur, who look as though they're going to line up in a 4-2-3-1 wide formation. We're going to try and counter that with a 4-3-3 holding rather than the 4-2-3-1. Adam Wharton is set to centre half, and he's going to drop between Chalobah and Lacroix to collect the ball when we have possession. So without further ado, let's head over to Selhurst Park and see if we can land an early blow on one of the better sides in the league. So back up in the commentary box here at Selhurst Park for Season 3. And I'm kind of nervous about this one, to be honest. Running out with the 4 at the back formation against a team who, on paper, are significantly stronger than us. Tottenham, as is so often the case, haven't gone out with the 11 that was predicted in the pre-match report. But they are lining up with that 4-2-3-1 formation, as the scouting report suggested. No Dominic Solanke up front, though. It's going to be Kamara, who looks to be a youth academy product of Tottenham Hotspur, who leads the line for them today. And I think we may be able to get Tottenham in terms of their back line. That's a really poor pass. Doesn't look to be a particularly strong group. The midfield is strong. They've got Højbjerg, they've got Zambo and Gisa, they've got James Maddison, they've got Kulusevski, and they've got Manuel Solomon on their left-hand side. But the back four look to be weak, and Luka Koleosho looks to have broken in behind them immediately. And indeed he had. But Vicario comes up with a big save to keep things level. But I'm kind of nervous, being so used to playing the 5 at the back. Will fall to Lacroix, blocked. Will fall to Munoz, dragged wide. Davis starting at the back for Tottenham today. Pedro Porro at right back, probably their best defender. Kulusevski matched up with Leif Davis, the new signing. Had a decent game against Leicester City, Leif Davis. And I think he's going to be a particularly good signing because he suits both the 5 at the back and the 4 at the back formations. So I think he's versatile enough to be our go-to left-back here in Season 3. Roscoe Torres will certainly play some this season. Certainly in the 5 at the back formations where he is far more effective venturing forward. And that's cut out well by Leif Davis. Dean Henderson will find Daniel Munoz. But I'm just so used to playing 5 at the back that running out with 4 at the back just feels... we feel fragile. We were fine against Leicester, but Leicester's squad really wasn't the strongest, and they didn't play particularly well. And I think against a team like Tottenham, it's obviously going to be far more of a test. Kamada finds Tammy Abraham. Is he onside? He's not. He was about to absolutely bury that. Nice feet from Kamada to find half a yard to set Tammy Abraham away, but he is clearly half a yard or more offside. Højbjerg for Tottenham. Job Bellingham also getting the start in midfield today alongside Kamada and Adam Wharton. With the departure of Czech Doucouré, we don't really have a true CDM in the side, which is a real shame. This formation would really have suited Czech Doucouré, Adam Wharton and Daichi Kamada as the trio in midfield. So we're having to make do with Adam Wharton and Joe Bellingham. Adam Wharton dropping between Trevor Chalobah and Maxence Lacroix, which I think is a role that suits him, but it's not technically a player role that he has in the game, so we may not be utilising him to his fullest extent. He has a ++ on box-to-box centre midfield, so we won't be getting the most out of Adam Wharton necessarily, as Tottenham Hotspur take the lead out of absolutely nowhere. James Maddison. Ball falls to him in the penalty area. Just failure to clear, really, from Leif Davis initially, and then Maxence Lacroix. And James Maddison tucks it right in the top corner. Absolutely nothing Dean Henderson can do about it, to be fair to him. But that's come completely out of the blue 16 minutes into the game. Just fell to Maddison in the box, and he just took the opportunity with both hands. So already we have to come from behind here at Selhurst Park. Never looked close to coming from behind against Leicester City. We were a goal up within 4 minutes. We were 2 up within 20. And we were 3 up within, I think, 35, 39 maybe. Constantelius beats his man. Tammy Abraham just about finding a position in the box for Leif Davis to pick out. And it was a decent enough cross. I think that's going to be a real boon to our squad this season as well. The crossing of Leif Davis. Roscoe Torres, definitely the better of the two going forward in terms of Torres versus Tyrick Mitchell. But crossing, not one of Roscoe Torres' strong strengths. Good with the ball at his feet. He could carry it up the flank. And he could stretch defences really when he got up there. Decently pacey as well, Roscoe Torres. But crossing not a huge part of his game. Good save, Dean Henderson. And it certainly is a big part of Leif Davis's game. So I think Tammy Abraham surely is going to benefit from that addition. Tyrick Mitchell also certainly not a particularly good crosser. We know he was much better defensively. Really good feat, Tammy Abraham. Blocked, though, by the Tottenham defender. And I would say we've had the better of the opening 25 minutes. Tottenham Hotspur of the team that found the back of the net, though. Good challenge, Joe Bellingham. And Constantelius will drive once more. And he just let it run away from him slightly there. Allowed the Tottenham defenders to get in and make the challenge. Certainly looking to get Joe Bellingham on the field early and often this season. And he's already proven why we should be doing that with that excellent goal against Leicester City. Good challenge, Leif Davis. Davis good defensively as well. He's a good hybrid between Roscoe Torres and Tyrick Mitchell. With Roscoe Torres on the field, we were certainly utilising his attacking capabilities. With Tyrick Mitchell, we were looking more to utilise his better defending. But Leif Davis can play both ways. We're really struggling to create any opportunities in the centre of the pitch so far. Really, all of the action has come down the flanks. And to be fair, with Adam Wharton dropping in between the two centre-backs, that's likely to be the case. Kamara blocked and then cleared by Adam Wharton. And Tammy Abraham makes the intervention, but I think they're going to say it's handball. So half an hour into the game, Tottenham still maintain the lead. I think if we are going to make European football this season, Tottenham are probably going to be one of our primary rivals for a European place. The likes of Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, I'm very much expecting them to make up the top 3 or 4. But it's 5th, it's 6th, it's maybe even 7th, depending on what happens in the domestic cups, that we're going to be looking to finish in this season. And I think the same probably is going to be said for Tottenham as well. Constantelius. Big switch of play, looking for Koleosho. A bit too much on it. That's one thing we don't really have in the 4 at the back formations. We don't really have those long diagonal balls to Koleosho like we've had in the 5-2-3. Really, the entire season up to this point. Solomon beats Munoz. Finds Kamara inside. Cut out by Lacroix. Lacroix once more. Leif Davis. Constantelius has seen a lot of the ball in this early portion of the game. Has failed to do too much with it thus far. And Kamara thankfully fires over. Dean Henderson diving away to his right-hand side. If that was on target, again, I'm not sure what more... Or I'm not sure he could have done a lot with that particular effort. And Kamada spots that run of Koleosho in behind. Takes it in stride. And the Tottenham defender initially dealt with it. But Koleosho was able to steal the ball away from the Tottenham left-back. Not a player I'm familiar with. Again, I don't know if it's a youth product. But here we see Leif Davis's dead ball ability. And this is going to be another huge benefit to having Leif Davis in the side. And it's offside. I thought maybe we'd got a third penalty of the episode there. But Leif Davis was offside? Oh, okay. He was going to collect the ball here. Fair enough. I was wondering why he was offside there. Didn't seem to be involved with the play at all, but he did collect the rebound and cross into the box once more. Koleosho again, pressuring, steals the ball away from Davis. Tammy Abraham in the box, takes one touch and equalises. There was a warning shot a couple of moments ago as Koleosho stole the ball away from, I believe it's Obrador, the Tottenham left back. It's Ben Davis this time who makes the mistake. Tammy Abraham makes absolutely no mistake with the finish. And just before half-time, our opponents continue to assist us. It was Leicester City with the 2 penalties. It's Tottenham Hotspur with the lackadaisical play in their own final third. And Tammy Abraham looking to match his production from last season. 35 goal contributions in 44 games, I believe. Already has 4 goals to his name. Kulusevski goes backwards. Just a couple minutes to half-time. I would be more than happy with a 1-1 draw at half-time if we can get there. Which we can't. Kamara puts Tottenham ahead immediately. And the youngster tries his best to reach his manager on the touchline. Solomon, Maddison trying their best to deny him the opportunity to do so. But Tottenham back in front in frustrating fashion. Again, it's Maddison. No idea where Chalobah is. Lacroix's in the vicinity, but I don't even see Chalobah. I don't even see Chalobah. Absolutely nowhere near the play. And Amadi Kamara grabs a second goal for Tottenham just moments after we equalised. And we are behind once more. Davis finds Kamada. Another good run from Koleosho. Another good run from Tammy Abraham. That's a poor challenge, though. And is this going to be red? Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. I can't imagine it's going to be red for that challenge. It's not. It's just a booking. And it looked to be a booking. I would have been surprised if we saw red there. Chalobah lofts it into the box. Headed clear by Tottenham. We're just to the edge of the penalty area where Joe Bellingham wins the header. Can't find a Crystal Palace shirt, though. Adam Wharton wins the header again, though. Luca Koleosho. Tammy Abraham can't quite control it. Vicario will hook clear. And we may have time to create one final opportunity here in the first half. Daichi Kamada. Tammy Abraham. Turns. Finds Kamada once more. Who's offside? Again, shaping to shoot. But again, we're a half a yard or more offside. Daichi Kamada, less than half a yard. It's half a leg offside on this occasion. Zambo Mengiza finds Obrador. And the referee blows his half-time whistle. We really should be level at half-time. But we went to sleep after grabbing the equaliser. And Tottenham managed to get back in front. Kind of playing with house money just a little in this game, I think. Because we've already absolutely demolished Leicester. I anticipate getting another 3 points against Sheffield United. Of course, we want a result against Tottenham. But it would be understandable if we lost. We will, of course, try our best to avoid losing here in the second half. Looking to grab an equaliser sooner rather than later. Or maybe later rather than sooner, to be fair. I would be happy enough with a late equaliser and just grabbing a point. Even if we are at home. Constantelius, Tammy Abraham. And blocked by a Tottenham defender. Probably with a hand, but inside the penalty area, it's never going to be called. Tottenham away once more. Maddison continuing to dictate the play. He's been very, very good today. Would have been a player I would have loved to have bought if we manage to finish in the top half, and if we were able to buy a player with an 82 to 85 overall, of course, we're never going to get him for 10 million, so he was completely unavailable to us this summer. Abraham in behind for Koleosho, but blocked by the Tottenham player, again by a hand, and that has to be a booking then, ref. If that's handball and a free kick, that has to be a booking, because we were looking to play Koleosho in behind there, and the Tottenham defender has prevented us from doing so illegally. James Ward-Prowse, a player I definitely had my eye on this summer as well. He is in the last year of his contract at West Ham. I think he's valued slightly over 10 million, but is into his 30s. And as I said, in the last year of his deal, so it's possible we could have got him for 10 million or so. 10 million or less. Oh, Lacroix comes across but can't deal with it. Dean Henderson thankfully comes out and does. However, West Ham just refused to deal with us. Said we were a rival, and they just refused to pick up the phone when Dougie Freedman called. So he was off the table. Andreas Pereira, I think, was trying to skip the cutscene there rather than take the throw. Andreas Pereira, I think, is going to be a more than useful player this season for us. Can play centre midfield, can play in the number 10 role in Daichi Kamada's stead as well. Daichi Kamada venturing forward though. Good feet. Finds Koleosho, or doesn't quite. The pass just a half yard too strong. And just ran away from Koleosho. We had the opposite problem last season. We slightly under-hit passes to Koleosho. We know he's got limitless pace, but even he couldn't catch up with that one. And unfortunately, what I feared before the game really has come to fruition throughout the game. Adam Wharton has been basically a non-factor. He's been dropping between the centre-backs, but that just means he hasn't really made an impact in midfield. So I think we're going to try and get him a little bit more involved in the game very, very shortly, as Tottenham almost extend their lead. James Maddison puts it wide though, and I think we will get Adam Wharton a little more involved right now. So Joe Bellingham to leave the field, William Davidson on to replace him, Ismail Assar to come on as well in place of Constantelius. So William Davidson will now be dropping between Trevor Chalobah and Maxence Lacroix. And that's Adam Wharton's first contribution. He's moved up alongside Daichi Kamada. Great challenge, William Davidson. It's exactly why we brought him on. James Maddison has been really free to dictate the play in that number 10 role. Won't be the case any longer with William Davidson on the field. Can't quite find Daichi Kamada. It does fall to Adam Wharton though, and then eventually to Kamada, who's again offside. Brutal. Kamara to leave the field. Here comes Solanke. He's done his bit today though, Kamara. He's grabbed the goal to put Tottenham ahead. As Tottenham take the free kick short. Pedro Porro, Ismail Assar and Adam Wharton applying the pressure, and we do manage to force the mistake. Assar finds Davis, and Wharton finds Kamada. It's a great little run from Koleosho, who's offside. How many times? That one must have been close. Yeah. Hold your run for just a split second more. Not even a second, just a tick, just a beat. Sarr tries to cut inside, but it's a great challenge from Højbjerg. Zambo and Gisa. Højbjerg once more. And it is that midfield of Tottenham. We mentioned them early in the game. We said the back four could be a problem for Tottenham, but the midfield are strong. Højbjerg, Maddison, Zambo and Gisa have been an excellent trio Leif Davis beaten by Kulusevski. Gets back and makes the challenge, though. Maxence Lacroix is his name. Into Munoz. Daichi Kamada once more. And there's Koleosho with room to run into and the pace to exploit that. Obrador apparently has a bit of pace about him as well, though. That's such a poor pass. Such a poor pass from Koleosho. We have two players, I think Tammy Abraham and Daichi Kamada, lining up there to let fly. Koleosho couldn't find either of them. Munoz forces Solomon down the line. Looking to stop the cross. Can't get the foot in, though. Davidson blocks. Out for a Tottenham corner. Tottenham about to make a change of their own. Obrador comes off and it's going to be Bowie to come on. Sasha Bowie, I assume. And Tottenham take it short. Kamada there to meet them. Allows the Tottenham man into the 6-yard box, though. It's Manor Solomon. And he strikes the near post. Adam Wharton. Finds Ismail Assar. He makes a complete hash of it. And it goes out for a Tottenham throw. Really need to look to step things up in these last 15-20 minutes or so, because we've been pretty poor, really, in this second half. Ismail Assar. Tammy Abraham in support. And Ismail Assar finds him, and it's a touch from Tammy Abraham. Couldn't get out of his feet quickly enough. I think we're going to go two up top. I think we're going to switch to a 4-4-2 for the remaining 15 minutes of the game. Eddie Nketiah is on the bench. No Lucas Stassi today, who did come on against Leicester, but to a limited impact. Eddie Nketiah's last chance, really, to continue his Crystal Palace career. And he may even be gone in January, depending on how the first half of the season goes. It's been really, really poor for us since joining from Arsenal 2 seasons ago now. He's done almost nothing in those 2 seasons. But he's going to have an opportunity to come on and score against his former rivals next time we get the opportunity to make a change. Koleosho finds Tammy Abraham, who collects. He's got a Tottenham defender for company, and it's defended well. Expertly, even. Just trying to find space to get a shot away. Could have just taken the shot on, but it would have been with Tammy Abraham's left. It would have been from an increasingly narrow angle. I thought we were better served trying to beat the Tottenham defender and get a shot in from a slightly more advantageous position. Look at the pace from Koleosho into the box. Hits the post. Hits the post at the other end. We saw Solomon do just that 10 or 15 minutes ago. Luka Koleosho has done exactly the same. Just drove into the box. Got a shot away. Cracked it against the near post. It's another really good challenge from William Davidson. And we just haven't had a chance to make any additional changes. We have just 5 minutes left. Eddie Nketiah waiting to come on. But he may not even get the opportunity to do so. We may just put the ball out of play next time we get it. Kulusevski, and we will just put the ball out of play here. So that will allow us to make our final changes of the game, including Eddie Nketiah coming on up front. And we will go to a 4-2-4 formation for the remainder of the game. Daichi Kamada also leaving the field. Andreas Pereira to come on as well, as we look to grab an equalising goal here in the final 5 minutes or so of the game. Really not long left. The minutes ticking away. 5 minutes maybe, including stoppage time. Chalobah can't win it. Henderson parries up, not quite away. And look at the players that we have forward. Wilf Zaha, the other substitution, looks for Ismail Assar on the far side. Finds him. Ismail Assar can't quite beat his man, but does cut inside. Finds Wilf Zaha. William Davidson. Too many Tottenham defenders. But knocked down to Daniel Munoz. Pulled back to Eddie Nketiah and blocked. That was Nketiah's chance. Nketiah's chance to equalise against his former rivals. But Tottenham had players back in the box. They managed to get the block in. And they could hang on here. Andreas Pereira driving forward. Takes it to the touchline. Lofts it into the box. Headed clear by Tottenham, but Tammy Abraham recycles. Daniel Munoz. We need Tammy Abraham in the box. Munoz just continues. He's going to go out for a corner. 3 minutes of injury time, all of which have elapsed. And here's that Luka Kolyosho chance earlier on. I think struck the post and then I think kind of hooked clear by Vicario by the looks of it. But this is our final opportunity to grab an equalising goal. Leif Davis to deliver the corner. William Davidson in there. Headed clear. And Nketiah is not going to be able to get the shot away. Heavy touch. Heavy touch. Chance to get the shot away on the edge of the box. Heavy touch allows, I think, Zambo and Gisa to get in and make the challenge. Probably would have been blocked anyway, given Zambo and Gisa's proximity to Nketiah. But really frustrating result as Amadi Kamara, the Tottenham Youth Academy product, grabs the winner just moments after we equalise. That's what's so frustrating. Managed to equalise in the first half and literally 2 minutes later, Tottenham had the lead again. So we said if we're going to make a European place via the Premier League, at the very least this season, then Tottenham are likely to be one of our primary rivals for one of those positions, and it's advantage Tottenham in that regard. We've actually got back-to-back games against Sheffield United to close out the episode, as we've been drawn against them in the Carabao Cup. So we'll send out some youngsters for this first fixture. Finally able to play the youngsters. We did, of course, have to start our strongest 11 in both the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup last season, but Chadi Riyad starts in the centre of defence, as does Koulibaly, Joe Bellingham, Matheus França starting in midfield, and it's going to be Adeyemi Akpan, the young right winger from the Youth Academy, to start at right wing. Raksaki on the left. Lucas Stassin gets his first start for the club up front as well. I wouldn't mind a cup run, but we're certainly going to be prioritising developing our youngsters, and Stassin grabs his first goal for the club in the 54th minute to send us through to the next round. But it is back to the strongest 11 as we travel to Bramall Lane to take on Sheffield United once more. This time in the Premier League, we do overcome them again, this time by 3-0. Giannis Konstantelius getting his first goal of the season. Andreas Pereira getting his first goal like Stassin in a Crystal Palace shirt. Tammy Abraham adding yet another goal to his tally. What is that? 5 already this season. So it's a decent enough month, all things considered. A disappointing 2-1 loss against Tottenham Hotspur. But they're a very good team, superior to us on paper. Their midfield just absolutely dictated the game. And other than that, no complaints whatsoever. 8-1 on aggregate in our other 2 Premier League games, through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Couple of new signings are on the score sheet already. Tammy Abraham is leading the Premier League goal-scoring charts. And it is early days, but we do already find ourselves in a European place as well. So we've got some big expectations this season, but I think if we continue to beat the teams we're supposed to beat, and at least go toe-to-toe with the ones that we're not, then I see no reason why we can't achieve all of them. So we'll continue to do that in the next episode. I hope to see you there. Take it easy.